Before you tell a man everything, stop for a second and think. Not every truth needs a full spotlight, and not every detail deserves a seat at the table. Some things are better shared slowly, with wisdom, with timing, with care, because the wrong detail at the wrong moment can change the whole energy of a relationship. It can plant doubt where peace was growing. It can create comparison where love was trying to breathe. And sometimes the things you reveal too early are the very things that later get misunderstood, twisted, or used against you. This is not about playing games. It is not about lies. It is about protecting your peace, your value, and the part of you that should be earned, not handed over in one conversation. Stay with me, because what comes next matters more than most people realize. A lot of women give too much too soon, then wonder why the connection changed. And once you see these patterns, you will never move the same way again. The strongest woman in the room is not always the loudest one. Many times, she is the one who knows what to say, what to hold back, and when to let a man discover her layer by layer instead of giving him the full map before he has even proven he deserves the journey. One of the first things a woman should be careful with is too much detail about past relationships. Yes, your past is real. Yes, it helped shape you. But that does not mean every part of it needs to be explained in full color to the man in front of you. He does not need a play-by-play of who hurt you, who disappointed you, who spoiled you, or who made you feel a certain way. The moment you start describing old memories in too much detail, you can shift the focus away from the present and place a shadow in the room that did not need to be there. A man may smile and act calm, but inside he may start comparing. He may begin wondering if he is being measured against somebody from a chapter that should already be closed. That is how peace quietly turns into pressure. That is how small comments become hidden tension. And here is the truth many people ignore. Even when someone asks questions about your past, that does not always mean they are ready for all the answers. Sometimes they are looking for comfort, not honesty in its rawest form. So be wise, speak with maturity. Be truthful, but do not overexpose yourself. He needs to know that you learned, you grew, and you chose differently. He does not need to sit inside old stories that no longer belong in your current life. Let the past stay where it belongs. Let the present have room to breathe. And there is another side to this that many women learn too late. Some men do not just listen to your past. They store it. They save it. Then later, when emotions rise and arguments happen, they pull those details back out like a weapon. What sounded like an open, honest talk in a soft moment can turn into a painful point in a hard moment. Suddenly, he is comparing your reactions now to what you allowed before. Suddenly, he is using something you trusted him with as proof, pressure, or a way to corner you. That is why wisdom matters. Not every listener is a safe place. Not every curious question comes from emotional maturity. A person can want access to your history without having the character to handle it properly. And this is why timing is everything. Let trust be built over time. Let consistency prove itself. Let character reveal itself. If a man is truly solid, he will care less about the exact details of who came before him and more about how you both are building something meaningful now. Keep watching, because this part is where so many people go wrong. A relationship should not feel like one person is constantly defending themselves against people who are no longer even there. Love works better when both people are focused on the life they are creating together, not dragging old ghosts into fresh spaces. Your past may have taught you lessons, but those lessons are for your growth, not for endless display. Another thing a woman should guard carefully is the full depth of her weaknesses, especially too early. Being open is not the same as being unprotected. There is a difference between emotional honesty and emotional exposure without wisdom. A lot of women think instant vulnerability creates instant closeness. Sometimes it does the opposite. When you reveal every fear, every insecurity, every old wound, every private struggle before trust has truly been earned, you are not building a deeper bond. You may be placing a heavy emotional weight on someone who has not yet shown the strength to carry it with care. At first, a man may feel needed, but over time, if everything becomes about your pain, your fears, your fragile places, the energy can shift. He may start to see you less as a strong partner and more as someone he must constantly rescue. And that feeling can create distance. Not because emotions are wrong, but because too much too soon changes the balance. A woman should never be ashamed of her sensitive side, but she should be selective about access to it. Her softness is valuable. Her scars are not public property. Her pain is not a test to hand over on the first few pages. Let a man prove he can be gentle with your truth before you pour it all out. Real trust is not built in one dramatic confession. It is built in patterns, in consistency, in repeated safety, in quiet moments where a person shows you that your heart will not become their tool. Because the hard truth is this: some people do not see vulnerability as something to protect. They see it as something to control. If you tell the wrong man that you fear being alone, he may use silence to keep you anxious. If you tell the wrong man that your confidence is shaky, he may slowly chip away at it so you depend on his approval. If you tell the wrong man that you have been broken before, he may assume you will keep tolerating what you should never accept again. This is why emotional wisdom matters so much. Strength is not pretending you feel nothing. Strength is knowing that every feeling does not need to be announced the moment it appears. Strength is knowing that privacy can be healthy. Strength is understanding that a calm woman with boundaries is often respected more than a woman who gives away every emotional code before trust has formed. And let me say this clearly because it needs to be said: mystery is not manipulation. It is self-respect. It is choosing to unfold slowly instead of spilling all at once. It is allowing someone to discover your heart piece by piece while they earn the right to be there. If this is making sense, stay with me, because the next part touches a subject that changes the whole power dynamic in a relationship. And a lot of women overlook it until the damage is already done. Your inner world should be treated like something precious, not hidden out of fear, but protected out of wisdom. Money is another area where too much early disclosure can create real problems. This does not mean a relationship should be built on secrecy. It means your full financial picture does not need to become open access before the relationship has depth, trust, and real commitment. Some people hear what you earn and immediately change how they see you. If you make a lot, it can create insecurity, hidden competition, or expectations. If you make less, it can trigger pity, control, or quiet judgment. Either way, money can shift the emotional balance fast when it enters the picture too early. Suddenly, the connection is no longer just about character, values, chemistry, or peace. Now it is filtered through status, pressure, pride, and assumptions. That is why financial independence carries so much power. When a woman can manage her own life, pay her own bills, and move with self-respect, she enters love as a partner, not as a project, not as a rescue mission, and not as an open wallet. A healthy relationship will eventually include honest conversations about money, goals, responsibilities, and long-term plans. Of course it will, but early on, do not let finances become the main lens through which someone studies you. Let them get to know your spirit first. Let them see your standards, your heart, your discipline, your peace. Because once money becomes the center too soon, the connection can lose its natural rhythm and become about proving, impressing, or calculating instead of simply building. And the danger is not always loud. Sometimes it shows up in subtle ways. A man who knows you are doing very well financially may start feeling challenged even if you never said one proud word. He may act distant. He may try too hard to compete. He may start making decisions from ego instead of wisdom because he feels pressure to match or outshine you. On the other side, if he knows you are struggling, the wrong man may step in with help that later becomes control. Favors become leverage. Support becomes surveillance. Generosity becomes a rope tied to your freedom. That is why a woman should be careful with the full details of what she has, what she owes, and what she fears financially in the early stages. Let the relationship grow roots before you hand over numbers, debts, savings, or all the private details of your situation. Some things are better revealed as trust proves itself. And here is the key point. Keeping financial details private is not about pretending. It is about making sure love is forming around who you are, not around what you own or what you lack. A genuine bond should be able to breathe without the constant weight of money hanging over every moment. Stay locked in because the next one is deeper than people expect. It is not about money. It is not about your past. It is about the dreams inside you and why saying too much too soon can quietly damage something beautiful before it even has time to grow. A woman should also be careful about revealing every future plan, every big dream, and every unfinished vision too early to a man who has not yet proven his place in her life. Your goals carry energy. Your dreams carry life. Your plans for your future should not be thrown into every casual connection as if everyone deserves front row access to what you are building. Some men hear a woman's vision and get inspired. Others hear it and feel intimidated. Some hear it and want to support it. Others hear it and quietly want to control it, slow it down, compete with it, or fit themselves at the center of it before they have earned that position. That is why wisdom matters. You do not need to explain every move before you make it. You do not need to reveal every ambition while it is still growing. Protecting a dream is sometimes part of helping it survive. A new idea is like a small flame. In the wrong space, too much air can blow it out before it becomes steady. So move carefully. Share enough to be authentic, but not so much that every person gets access to your blueprint. A strong woman does not wait for applause to begin becoming who she is meant to be. She keeps building, she keeps growing, she keeps moving. Then when the time is right, people do not just hear about it, they see it. And that kind of quiet power speaks louder than 100 dramatic announcements ever could. There is another reason to guard your plans. When you speak too soon about everything you want, you can unknowingly invite opinions that create doubt. Someone may question your timing, your ability, your choices, your standards, or your direction. And if you are still in the early stages of building confidence around that vision, those outside words can hit harder than they should. This is why not every dream needs discussion. Some goals need discipline more than conversation. Some visions need action more than explanation, and in relationships this matters even more. The wrong man may hear your future and start subtly reshaping it around himself. He may pressure you to make yourself smaller so he feels bigger. He may want your path to bend around his comfort. He may celebrate your potential in words but resist it in practice. Watch closely. Words are easy. Support is proven in behavior. A good man will not fear your growth. He will not need you to dim down so he can feel bright. He will not act threatened by your purpose. He will want to see you win without making it about his ego. So let time reveal who is who. Let your actions speak before your full plans do. And remember this line, because it matters. What is still growing deserves protection. Not everyone who asks questions deserves answers. Not everyone who shows interest deserves intimacy. Sometimes the best move is to keep working in silence until the life you prayed for starts speaking on its own. Another thing many women learn with time is to stop revealing every family issue, every private household conflict, and every wound tied to home too early. Family pain cuts deep. Childhood experiences shape us. Old patterns leave marks. But those stories are sacred. They should not be poured out without care. If you tell the wrong man every painful detail about where you come from, he may start reading you only through your pain instead of seeing your full character. He may use your background to explain away his disrespect. He may say things like, "This is why you act this way," or "This is why you should be grateful I stay." That is not love. That is manipulation dressed as understanding. A woman should never feel pressure to hand over her deepest family wounds as proof that she is real, open, or worthy of love. Your story matters, but it deserves the right audience. It deserves mature hands. It deserves someone who can hear it without reducing you to it. You are not just the hard things you survived. You are not only the house that hurt you, the silence that shaped you, or the chaos you came from. You are also your healing, your discipline, your choices, your growth, your boundaries, and your becoming. So yes, speak when it is safe. Speak when it is needed. Speak when trust has earned your truth. But do not rush to unwrap the most tender parts of your history for someone who has only just entered your present. And this brings us to something even more subtle. A woman should be mindful about showing exactly how much she likes a man before his actions have truly settled into consistency. That does not mean she should be cold. It does not mean she should play games. It means she should let interest breathe at a healthy pace. When a woman overinvests too early, some men rise to meet it, but others relax too fast. They stop pursuing with the same energy. They stop valuing what came too easily. They assume the position is secure before they have actually earned it. That is why balance matters. Let him feel your warmth, but not your full surrender before the foundation is real. Let him see that you care, but also see that your life does not collapse around his attention. A woman's emotional balance is powerful. It keeps her from chasing explanations where effort is absent. It keeps her from proving her value to someone who should already recognize it. It keeps her from handing over relationship privileges to a man still giving conversation-level behavior. If a man likes you, let him show it. If he values you, let him demonstrate it. If he sees your worth, let his consistency speak. Too many women speak loyalty before they see stability. Too many women give exclusivity energy to confusion. Slow down. Observe. Let actions collect evidence. Because real interest does not fear clarity, and real intention does not hide behind mixed signals. Do not miss this because it changes everything. A woman should never hand over all her standards at once just to be understood, approved, or kept. Standards are not speeches. They are lived boundaries. You do not need to explain every rule in a long emotional presentation. Sometimes the strongest standard is not announced, it is enforced. It is shown in what you entertain and what you walk away from. It is seen in how quickly you step back when effort drops, respect fades, or peace gets disturbed. When a woman keeps repeating her limits without action behind them, the wrong man stops hearing values and starts hearing noise. But when a woman moves with quiet firmness, when she means what she says, when she exits what dishonors her without endless debate, that is when her standards become real. This is part of what should stay protected too, not because you are hiding your expectations, but because your standards are most powerful when they are embodied, not overshared. The right man will study your energy and understand what kind of woman you are. He will see that you are kind but not careless, warm but not weak, open but not easy to misuse. And the wrong man will reveal himself quickly when he realizes access is not automatic. Keep listening because this next part is where the heart of the message really lands. Everything we have talked about is not about becoming distant. It is about becoming discerning. At the center of all this is one powerful truth. Privacy is not dishonesty. Boundaries are not cruelty. Taking your time is not fear. A woman can be loving and still be guarded. She can be soft and still be wise. She can be open and still understand that trust should grow in layers, not arrive all at once in one emotional flood. The world often tells women to explain more, reveal more, prove more, and make others comfortable by being fully available from the start. But real peace does not come from overexposure. It comes from alignment. It comes from knowing your worth so clearly that you stop treating your inner life like a public performance. Your peace matters. Your timing matters. Your discernment matters. And the right relationship will not be damaged by healthy boundaries. In fact, it will be strengthened by them. Because mature love respects timing. Mature love does not demand access it has not earned. Mature love understands that some parts of a person arrive slowly, and that is not a problem. That is wisdom. That is safety. That is how something solid is built. If you have ever given too much too soon and regretted it later, then you already know the cost of moving without caution. But the good news is wisdom can start today. You do not have to keep repeating old patterns just because they once felt like honesty. So carry yourself differently now. Let your past stay in its place unless sharing it truly serves the present. Let your weaknesses be seen in the right season, by the right person, in the right measure. Let your financial life stay balanced and private until trust has substance. Let your dreams grow roots before you place them in somebody else's hands. Let your family wounds be honored, not rushed into the open for people who have not proven emotional maturity. Let your standards be felt through your behavior, not only heard through your words. Let your interest be warm but grounded. Let your peace stay protected. Because a woman loses nothing by moving with wisdom. She loses nothing by being selective. She loses nothing by allowing a man to earn access instead of assuming he deserves it just because he showed up. And here is the final thought I want to leave with you. The strongest connections are not built by dumping every detail on the table in the first wave of emotion. They are built slowly, carefully. Honestly, yes, but also wisely. Brick by brick, moment by moment, proof after proof. So do not feel guilty for keeping something sacred. Do not feel guilty for unfolding in layers. Do not feel guilty for protecting your peace while love proves itself. The right man will not punish you for your wisdom. He will respect it. He will recognize it. And he will understand that what is valuable is not always revealed at once. Sometimes the deepest beauty is discovered over time, and that is exactly what makes it worth keeping.